Okay, everyone, so today we're going to make our own little moving fish. Let's see the things that we need. I have a Sharpie or a marker, scissors, tape or glue, whichever you have will be fine, and then I chose 3 colors. I have black paper, white paper, yellow paper, and then I have an accent color, which is purple paper. Okay, and as you can tell, I don't have the full sheets, and we don't necessarily need the full sheets because you can make these of different sizes. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my full sheet of yellow paper. This is what color I want my fish to be. So I'm going to take that piece of paper and I'm going to fold it down at the corner because essentially I'm going to end up making a square. So I line it up and I crease it so that I have a square there. It means the corner, I crease it nice. And then I see this extra part right here, this hangover. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut right down that line. Like this. So now I have a square. Okay. Go back over, make sure that I refold that back over for you all to see again. So when, after you get done cutting it, it looks like this, a triangle. I open it up and now I have my square. Now with that, you see where that fold is at, or that crease. I'm going to take one of those corners there, one of those tips, and I'm going to fold it in as if I'm making a paper airplane right along that crease. Fold it that way, and then I take the opposite corner and do the same thing. Remember, just like we're making a paper airplane. I crease it so that now it looks like this. Open up those flaps. Fold back on that original crease one more time. If you notice, you can see where I had folded in to make those flaps. Down here is my crease. Up here at the top is where it opens up. I'm going to take my scissors and make some slits here. So I'm going to cut from the bottom and go to that crease line. So I'll take my scissors and I'll cut crease line. And I am cutting mine up at an angle. You can do it straight or at an angle. It doesn't matter how large they are or how wide they are. They should all go all the way up to that crease. Now we're not going to cut all the way up. I stop until I have about 2 inches left. So this side right here, I have those slits in it. This side right here has not been cut. Okay, I open up my paper so I can see those slits. And the part that has not been cut down here, I'm going to curve that in. So I'm going to take my scissors and get rid of that tip. I'm just going to curve around so that now it looks like this. Take those airplane flaps and I put them, make sure they're still creased, and I lay them on top of each other, making almost like a cone. So when they're together, my tail actually moves. And I'm going to take my tape. I don't have any glue with me, but you can take glue as well. I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to tape those 2 pieces together. And I'm going to use a couple pieces of tape so I can make sure that it stays closed. Now, of course, if you glue, you just glue the whole part. I'm using tape. Like I said, I'm going to use 3 pieces. There's 2, and I'm going to use 1 more piece. Just small pieces of tape. They don't have to be very large. Put that right on there so that now the tail can move. Okay, now for those fins. If you remember, I have that purple piece of paper. What I'm going to do is I cut a strip of that piece of paper about almost 2 inches thick, kind of like that, and then I cut it in half one more time. I just need small pieces. I'm going to take this one and fold it in half. And I'm going to do the same thing to that other half. I take it and I fold it in half. Guys, these are going to be our fins. With my scissors, I cut out on that crease right there. So where it's folded on that crease, I cut out half a heart. Now, if you want to draw yours first, that's fine. Miss Thurman's just going to eyeball hers. It looks like this. When I open it up, it looks like a heart. So I'm going to do that with both pieces, both folded pieces. Go. Get the trash out of the way. So I have 2 shapes or 2 hearts. One of them I'm going to cut right down on that crease, so now I have 2 pieces, and the other one I keep whole. These 2 right here are going to be fins on the side, and this right here is going to be the part at the back, okay? It's tail. So I take what I have here, and I make sure that I match it up so that that point, my heart is upside down, and that point is right there at the tip of that heart, just like that. You go ahead and put your glue on that and glue that down. As I said, I'll be using tape to glue mine down. Stick it down there that it sticks. There we go. And this one, these 2, you have this pointed sides. You'll put your glue right here at the pointed sides, and they will go on the side of your fish. I'm going to use tape. Get 2 pieces of tape here, 1 for each fin. So I can put those, oops, right there. Then the other one. Tape that down. I put my hand on the inside so I can make sure that I get it in there good. So now I also have my fins, my tail that bends. Okay, put that off to the side for now. I have that white sheet of paper, and I just cut a corner off that white sheet of paper, just a block. Once again, I fold it in half and crease it here. I take my scissors. Now, of course, you can take a pencil or an ink pen or a marker and draw out a circle, but while it's folded, I'm going to cut out a circle. Doesn't have to be perfect. These are going to be the eyes of my fish. Oh, my circle is just a little off, but that's okay. The trash out of the way. So now I have my circles. Now I have 2 circles. I'm going to take my marker. I'm going to put the other part of that white page underneath those so I don't get anything underneath, because I am using a Sharpie. I'm going to take my marker and draw my pupils of my fish. Draw that eyeball there. Color it in. That's what I think my fish eyeball looks like. Now, of course, if you don't have Sharpie, you can use pencil, marker, crayon, whatever it is that you have at home. So I have 2 eyeballs for my fish. And those eyeballs are going to be placed right there on the fish. So I'm going to take my tape, or if you have glue, I'm going to put glue on the back. I'm going to put my tape on the back of my eyeballs. And I'm going to stick them on either side of my structure. Just like that. So that now my little guy has eyes. Now, if you noticed when I first showed you this, It also has a mouth, right? You may be thinking, where did the mouth come from? I'm about to tell you. Remember how you cut off the end of that yellow paper? I kept that strip of paper, okay? And I looked at it, and I'm going to place my fish on top of it so I can figure out about how big I need to cut it. So that is the width of the opening. I take my marker and I put a small mark there. So I know how wide the mouth is. And I'm going to cut out a half circle. So I cut around, making a half circle. For my mouth, put the trash off to the side. And now my mouth will fit right in there because I measured it. And I'm going to glue it to the bottom. So I take this and I glue it right there to the bottom of my fish. I'm going to use tape, guys, remember. I tape it down. So now I have that flap. And remember, I have the black page as well. I'm going to cut off just another corner of that as well. Just another corner. And I'm going to make a head circle just a little smaller than that mouth so that it'll fit inside. Just like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I can stick it right there. Oh, that looks great. I'm going to tape mine down. Just put glue on the back side. Remember, if you're using glue, and glue it right down inside. And now I have my own little moving fish. I hope you all enjoy this, and I will be seeing you all soon. Do your very best. Bye-bye.